Power by Earth, Wind and Fire here on Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, The War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Juan?
Well, President Obama on Tuesday pledged $8.3 billion in loan guarantees needed to build the first nuclear reactors in nearly 3 decades. The move, along with the tripling of nuclear loan guarantees in the president's budget, represents a new federal commitment to the nuclear power industry. Obama made the announcement after touring a Maryland training facility for energy jobs.
We are announcing roughly $8 billion in loan guarantees to break ground on the first new nuclear plant in our country in 3 decades. The first new nuclear power plant in nearly 3 decades. To meet our growing energy needs and prevent the worst consequences of climate change, we'll need to increase our supply of nuclear power. It's that simple. This one plant, for example, will cut carbon pollution by 16 million tons each year when compared to a similar coal plant. That's like taking 3.5 million cars off the road.
The $8.3 billion loan guarantee will help the Atlanta-based Southern Company build 2 more nuclear reactors in Burke County, Georgia, near the city of Augusta. The loan guarantees will cover up to 70% of the company's portion of the project's cost. The Energy Policy Act of 2005 authorized the Department of Energy to issue up to $18.5 billion in loan guarantees for new nuclear plants and other energy projects. President Obama wants to triple the size of the loan guarantees to $54 billion.
Harvey Wasserman is an independent journalist, longtime anti-nuclear activist. In the 70s, he helped found the grassroots movement against nuclear power in the United States. He's editor of nukefree.org and is a senior advisor to Greenpeace USA. Joining us by Democracy Now! Video stream from his home in Ohio. Harvey, welcome to Democracy Now! What is your response to President Obama's proposal?
Well, basically complete horror. This is a terrible decision. It's a bad day for America, a bad day for Obama. There's nothing that's happened with nuclear power in the last 30 years that's made it any more palatable, any more reasonable economically. There's no solution to the nuclear waste problem. We were on a path for a green revolution where the jobs really are for the future of this country and where our energy supply can come from without ecological disaster. And here the Obama administration is going with a failed 20th century technology. It's completely counterintuitive, and it's a very, very bad day for America.
And Harvey, the issue both of the disposal of nuclear waste from these plants, as well as of the safety of the plants themselves.
The plants are no safer than they've ever been, and there's no solution to the nuclear waste problem. So, you know, it's a double whammy here. We have technologies that will work, that will provide the jobs that we need for this country, and Obama's gone in completely the opposite direction. And I will tell you that the environmental movement in general is very unhappy about this. There will be tremendous resistance to this plant and to all the other ones that this administration may try to build. It's quite indicative that after all these years, the nuclear industry cannot get private financing for these reactors. They have to go to the federal government, and they can't find Wall Street support or other independent support to build these reactors because the reactors are not economically viable. And you'd think after all these years they'd have made enough progress, at least to get even private insurance. The reality is that these reactors will be underwritten in terms of liability by the taxpayer. God forbid if there's a mass accident at any nuclear power plant, including these, there will be only the federal government as an insurer in case of liability. It's an astonishing statement on a technology can't work and will never work. And it's a terrible mystery as to why the administration has taken this bad step.
Harvey, we're calling you on the telephone just to get a better line going. Harvey Wasserman is editor of nukefree.org and senior advisor of Greenpeace USA. He's written the book Solartopia, Our Green-Powered Earth, among other stories, among other books that that he's written. And we're talking about President Obama's announcement of the initial $8 billion in loan guarantees for construction of the first new nuclear power plants in the United States in close to 3 decades. Why do you think, Harvey Wasserman, that President Obama has done this? Who is he serving here? I mean, even the Heritage Foundation remarked expansive loan guarantee programs are wrought with problems. At a minimum, they create taxpayer liabilities, give recipients preferential treatment, and distort capital markets. So you've got progressives, you've got anti-nuclear activists, you've got the right-wing Heritage Foundation. They're all opposed here. Who is he serving?
Big difference now. Not only the Heritage Foundation, but the Cato Institute and the National Taxpayers Union. These have all come out against these loan guarantees for fiscal reasons. And the fact is that the economic reasons, the economic basis for building nuclear plants is worse than it ever has been. So we really have no explanation for this. You have to remember that the Obama administration started off with Van Jones and a whole program for green jobs, and it's abandoned that now in favor of going with a failed technology, nuclear power. The environmental movement is committed to stopping this, and we will do the best we can. The reality is that we're in the midst of a green power revolution. Solar, wind, tidal, geothermal, ocean thermal, all these technologies, and most importantly, increased efficiency, are moving ahead tremendously. And yet, there's just no, indication here that the administration has gotten the message that these are the technologies that need to go ahead. And it's interesting because we started off with Van Jones. We started off with an industry that was going to make these strides forward, and now we see a complete reversal on the part of the Obama administration. The only explanation we have is that Obama was an Illinois politician. He was backed by Exelon, which is a major nuclear utility, and he seems to have basically completely abandoned the premise on which he was elected, that he would lead a green power revolution, and now he's gone to an obsolete, dangerous, and technology